Hello and welcome to this packed and informative course about how to use Adobe Audition, especially aimed at voice artists, voiceovers, voice actors, narrators who have their own studio. Now, unless you only occasionally do voiceovers or actually prefer to hire a studio to record and edit your work, what I'll teach you will be absolutely essential to be efficient, to make your voice sound amazing, and to optimize the income that you'll get. I'll try my best to be relevant to the majority of viewers, whether you are not that technical or are completely au fait with other audio editing programs and just need to learn Adobe Audition to further your professional career. Oh, and by the way, if you are a complete beginner or feel that you don't feel that you're technical at all, even scared of complex computer programs, look, don't get overwhelmed. At the end of the day, to be honest, it's only about finding out what buttons to push, what order, and when you need them. That's all. But of course, it's actually much more than this. Like all tools, you'll learn when to use the different features of this great software tool in order to cut out mistakes in your recordings, correct audio levels so no parts are too soft or too loud and get accepted by the studios, to insert a new recording, maybe correcting a mistake into an old recording, making the edit absolutely seamless, saving you time recording the whole thing, and dealing with things like breaths, knowing when to delete a breath, when to silence a breath completely, or when to reduce the volume on a breath. There is a big difference when you actually use those different things. Also, I'll show you how to time sections of audio, also slightly stretching or squeezing audio to fit into the spaces given to you, and compressing audio, using various choices so your voice sounds more powerful or authoritative if it needs to be in certain situations, or simply so it's able to be heard in a loud environment. I'll also go on about adjusting equalization, the professional word for treble and bass if you need it, and adding effects such as reverberation, delay, echo for character work, for maybe projects like escape rooms where you are asked to do the whole thing, the whole final production, even including adding music. So we'll look at the multi-track as well. Okay, so why is all this technical for voiceovers essential? Because time is money. In the time you've saved, you can record more booked jobs, you can submit more auditions to gain even more work. You actually have got time to be with the family, go out shopping, do things you want to do. So it really is the smart thing to do. And you'll see your income rise and rise as you get more and more efficient using this software. Now, all this is not just using keyboard shortcuts, which you could actually find out for yourself about, but I'll tell you much more than that. I'll tell you about efficient workflows for various types of jobs, so you'll save time and make more income. I have a regular six-figure income recording voiceovers alone, have done for many years. In my marketing voiceovers course on Udemy, I explain in enormous detail more of the secrets to boost voiceover income. But a very big part of my own success is the ability to work fast, so clients are wowed by my efficiency. Now, I'm not the only one out there, of course, but I think I win picking up on work that other voiceovers took too long to do, or simply didn't respond fast enough to. Maybe they couldn't respond fast as they didn't have their own studio and had to book that expensive studio the other side of town. So now you've taken the plunge, got your own gear. Good for you. Now you need to learn how to wire it up and how to use it. It's all here in this course for you. You can be successful too by learning the techniques in this course, Audition for voiceovers. You'll be able to respond fast, record, edit and optimize fast. Then your clients can add your voiceover recording to their video timeline or whatever and wow their own clients quicker as well. So you're going to be definitely asked again. It's a win-win situation. Now, of course, there are many free and much cheaper audio editing programs out there, but Adobe Audition is the industry standard for a very good reason. I don't work for Adobe. This is not an official Adobe training course. They don't pay me for promoting their software. In fact, I pay them every month to use it. It's a subscription model. That's what the CC means. It's the Creative Cloud. So instead of the old system of paying a fortune for a CD disc of the whole program, look, here's my old Adobe 1.5 from yonks ago, and then you get involved with a complicated system of upgrades when you can afford it, You now subscribe monthly. That means you get regular updates to the software program via the internet, and it's a reasonable rate every month. So you can use the absolutely up-to-date version of your software. But if you really like an older version that Adobe still support, you can use that as well, no problem. So here's a screenshot of that early one I showed you on a disc there. This is a version I bought back in the 90s, 1.5. And this is the latest version. Well, the overall layout looks similar, but there have been so many new and useful features added under the hood over time. In fact, really, there are too many features to some people because its complexity does put some people off. But what you must understand is this program is not just aimed at people like us, people who mostly edit the human speaking voice. There are plenty of things aimed at music producers too. So for us voiceovers, we can safely ignore these features. Or they're aimed at people in audio production studios who take the next stage over from us. Quite often, 90% of our work is sending in the raw voiceovers. We've done our bit. Now it's up to the studio to add those effects, add the music and make it sound all great and all that stuff. So it's aimed at them, but it's not aimed at us. So that's why we can ignore a lot of the features, and I'll show you what you can ignore completely. But first things first, the next chapter is aimed at complete beginners. I give a complete overview of the business, where voiceover work will come from, the basic gear you need to buy. Then there's a chapter about setting up your studio from scratch. I show you in great detail how to connect all your equipment up so you will record at top broadcast quality, and also how you'll never lose any recording again using what we call belts and braces technique. Now, if you're perfectly happy with your studio setup, you just want to learn Adobe Audition, skip the next couple of chapters. I'll see you after that when we get into setting up levels, and then we'll get straight into the program.